What's up, all my friends? How are you? All right. Today is Terrific Wednesday. Yes, it is. It's wonderful, wonderful hump day. And I'm going to have to reconnect this mic so that I am... There we go. Now we can ASMR without the MPGs impeding these frees. All right, so live stream for today. We're going to be talking about some of the best low-calorie recipes I have found, and I'd love to hear from some that you would recommend as the viewer, in my humble opinion, because I am always open to new stuff. Today, what we had was a mixture of effectively white sauce pasta, and it was sublime. To tell you the secret, it was 3 ingredients. Well, heck, it was more, but it was 3 main ingredients. It was Zoodles, or zucchini noodles, and basically just take like a little spiraler or a food processor and you just shred the shiitake out of those things. And then you boil them or steam them. I like steaming them. That way all the nutrients don't just go straight into the water. So steam them. And then you take some cottage cheese. In my case, it was the probiotic stuff because it's supposed to be good for your tummy, and I like things that are good for the tummy. And then you whip it, which is a fancy chef way of saying you put it in a blender and you blend the bejesus out of it. I shouldn't have said that word, bejeepers out of it, and until it's smooth. Once it's smooth, then thank you, I appreciate that. I do like the shades. And once it's smooth, then you mix in your choice of spices. In my case, that was thyme, sage, oregano, because I didn't have Italian seasoning, some black pepper, some garlic powder. You mix all that in there. Once that's mixed, you're done. And then you put that in a little bowl and you garnish something so it looks fancy. And then you just take some chicken breasts or chicken tenders or whatever the hell you've got. Go to McDonald's, pick up some chicky strippies, and then just like slice those up like in nice little cubes. Put that in another bowl. They look super cute. Whoever you're with is going to be hella impressed. Because then you take your Zoodles out and you're like, boom, 100 grams of this only has 100 calories, bitch. And you're like, oh my God, I could have like 15,500 of these servings and I never would get fat. And you're like, damn straight, gorgeous. You're never getting fat on this. And you take that. You take your Zoodles, you put a big old spoonful in a bowl, swirl around so it's up on the edges. Take a big old like spoonful of chicken breast, put it in there. And then you take a nice splooge of your whipped cottage cheese and you put it on top. And if you're feeling super fancy, you can take half a tomato and slice it in half, and then you can slice it thinly with a fancy type of knife that they use in Japan that I forget the name of, but it's basically got like a curved kind of blunt end on it. And you go like slice, 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 slice. And you get about 6 different slices out of there, which forms half of a duodecagon. I was learning about polygons today. And then you put that on there halfway around so it looks like a halfway sun-up position, which is hella fancy. And then you can garnish it with a bit of cayenne pepper, turmeric, and of course, black pepper so the turmeric is properly absorbed. But once you're done with that, you just eat the shit out of it. And then because it's low calorie, you justify seconds and thirds and fourths. And at least that's what I did. I justified the hell out of my seconds and thirds. And it was delicious. But, geez Louise, that is bright. Don't mind me, I'm just being blinded by our solar star here. Whew. Whew. But yeah, that one actually turned out way better than I thought it was gonna. But life hack, zucchini. Turn them into anything you want, but you've got to cook them because otherwise, in my opinion, they taste like shit. Like plain zucchini. Unless it's grown in your own garden, it does not taste good. I don't know what they coat it with, wax, pesticides, human fecal matter, orange juice that's been rotting in a crate for about 3,500 years and fermenting with a rotten sock. It's gross. So I always wash the top off mine, and use some dish soap, scrub it off with warm water, and then I cook it somehow, whether that's microwaving it, steaming it, baking it, boiling it, beating it to death with a hot iron rung, just something to keep it cooked so that it doesn't taste icky. So that's my suggestion. Also, for those of you guys that are going along, oh, we're so glad you asked. Josh, you are perfect timing. Perfect timing. We're talking about all the different types of low-calorie, high-volume, wonderful, excellent, delectable, delicious, absolutely phenomenal recipes you guys have, and recipes I've recently discovered that are les pièces de résistance perfecto. So if you have anything that you're like, oh, I really like whipped pears with onion rings, and I'm like, that sounds really stupid. And you're like, but wait, there's more. And then you go on to explain the fact that actually you can transform them through science and culinary master wizardry into something wonderful. So if you guys have any suggestions, all two of you, that is, have any absolutely stellar suggestions, I am all ears. Well, at least, 2% ears, 2% eyes, 1% mouth. But I talk so much, you'd think it was 2% mouth. Yo. So, that's where we're at today, guys. We're trying to find the most wonderful, wonderful recipes out there for the delicious for the tum-tum. Yes, we are. While doing productive things. Yeah. It didn't clunk. I don't see it yet. Where is it? It cannot hide from me. There it is. Okay. That you just witnessed was a Collin special for how to check for the water that is coming in from the top. So for those of you that don't know and haven't watched this channel religiously, you are definitely missing out. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In a previous live stream, I talked about how I live in the country and I got a haul water. Yeah. All I need is my cowboy hat and some cow manure and I'd be fucking set. And I'll get the cow manure here pretty easy if I just, I don't know, walk around. Let's get this water thing rolling and then we can talk more about recipes. So I gotta set this down so you guys are gonna get a beautiful shot of the scenery. Yeah, by scenery I mean the sky, but you're still gonna be able to hear me. So just bear with me and follow the sound of my voice. So this is what it looks like whenever you give the animators a chance to relax and you are filling up water, which is actually a very time-intensive animation thing because you have to draw all the water droplets, you have to draw everything that goes into it, and it's actually super complicated. So we're saving them a ton of money at the mystical budget they're at. Let's see, we're 3/4 deep. Oh man, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I should count in German. 7, 8, 9. Sing along if you know the song. 10, 11, 12. That was German, by the way. All right. We're going to hop back in the warm, cozy car because the cold and I are going through a rough patch of not talking to each other. By which I mean tomorrow's spring and I am super stoked about it. Okay, so now that we're back in the now, other recipes that I have found that have worked out really well have been curries. So the only type of curry I haven't tried yet is red curry. And I haven't tried red curry because I'm kind of scared. Because red curry is supposed to be the hot one. And I don't do super great with hot. I tried the green curry first. And I was like, oh no, I take that back. I tried the yellow curry first. And then I tried the green curry. And I'm working up to having the guts to try a red curry. So if you guys have tried a red curry, how was it? Was it hot? Was it cold? Did it taste like strawberries? Peppers? The surface of a cinnamon flavored solar flare? Something along those syllabic lines? But yeah, curries are very good for high volume, low calorie if you do them right. So that's another good one you guys can do because honestly, most of it is just water or almond milk. And then you throw in anywhere from 100 to 150 grams of protein of your choice, enter chicken breast, and then you throw in some vegetables that are low calorie, spinach or broccoli or Brussels sprouts for the green. Or you can throw in, for the yellow, you can throw in some cauliflower and then an absolute city-sized amount of turmeric and some onions and some garlic. And for the red ones, I've been told that you can throw in red chili peppers. I'm assuming you could probably throw in tomatoes, although that'd probably be a little sacrilegious. If you were looking for a bit of a different flavor profile, you could throw in strawberries. You know, for those of you that are out there and have iron stomachs and palates that are open to multiple flavors at once, including sweet and savory. I'll be honest, I've been so hungry lately, I've been eating the weirdest shit. Like, I've been putting cayenne pepper, black pepper, turmeric, salt, cinnamon, ginger on my strawberries and eating them and liking it. That's the really messed up part, is that I'm actually like, oh my God, this is so fancy. And I turn to my button and I'm like, Alfred, what have you put on this? And he's like, oh, I put a bunch of shit from the cupboard on there, son. He's like, tastes amazing. But I feel like a pregnant woman. I'd like to dunk my pickle in my ice cream and then douse it in a large amount of batter and deep fry that shit before dunking it in some Heinz mayonnaise. Having cravings. What's up, Jesse the Baddie? How you doing? We're talking about recipes, low-cal recipes. If you have some, type them in the comments, please. I need some. Thank you. But yeah, so curries are good. Zucchini is probably my favorite vegetable for low-cal, followed by cabbage, specifically red cabbage. Red cabbage is way more fun than green cabbage, unless you're having corned beef, potatoes, and cabbage, in which case, fuck red cabbage, green cabbage all the way. No substitute whatsoever. I refuse to have purple cabbage with my other stuff. Oh, and that is the sound of 12 quarters being devoured. All right, we're going to get to go on another adventure to the sky, people. Speaking of sky people, are you guys excited for Avatar Fire and Ash to come out this summer? Because I'm excited to not have to wait another 7 years for the next movie to come out. Hopefully, though, they won't rush it like they did Avengers and just kind of create a moderately similar franchise that ultimately struggled to produce similar box office results. You can tell I'm not biased at all about that, or upset about how Infinity War and stuff went down. But we're not going to focus on the negative. No, Sally. No sad Sallies in the super house today. We're focusing on positive things only. Where am I? Sounds cool. I'm by a train. Hence why it sounds amazing. Reminisce of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles growing up by a subway, except enter a la country, where you get the sounds of cows and gunshots and birds chirping, which is actually really peaceful most of the time, if I'm being completely fair and honest. I actually really like it. The train kind of does lull me to sleep. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Jesse the Baddie. Carrie, how you going? You love trains? Have you guys seen that? Oh, what is it? What's that? Is it ASDF Comics? I like trains. Just gets hit by a train. Oh, slapstick all the way, baby. Slapstick all the way. Okay. Let's pull on out of here and adjust the mirror so we can see again. Here we go. Hi, I'm new here. Well, welcome in. Thank you for joining us today. We are talking about recipes. Oh, another one. So I would probably say like my top 5 favorite vegetables, if I had to list them, is going to be zucchini, spinach, cabbage, specifically red cabbage, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. And if I had to throw in another one, it'd be cauliflower. The only thing I would caution people about the cruciferous vegetables is that if you have too many of them, then you can inadvertently affect your endocrine function and start to decrease your testosterone. So while they have lots of good health benefits, good for your gut health, good for feeding good bacteria and boosting your metabolism, good for overall bowel movements, etc., too much of them can be a bad thing. Too much of anything, everything in moderation, so to speak. So, but those would probably be my top 5, top 6 vegetables. all the way. Hell yeah, Jesse the Vatty, hell yeah. But as far as top 5 favorite kind of combinations that I usually have those in, honestly, I usually just steam my vegetables, and then I know exactly how much it is. That way I don't have to make anything. I can just like take a straight ingredient and I can put it on my plate and I can put it in my mouth as fast as humanly possible. And that's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people like to actually have a recipe, have a plan, have things going. What's up, guys? How's it going? What's this? Bunghole? But yeah, some people are a little bit more, I guess you could say, cultured than I am in that regard. I'm a little bit more of a heathen. I kind of like a little bit more basic ingredients just because it's easier and faster. But it's so easy to pair those with things, and I like how they taste. You know, I love filling up my plate with vegetables that have been steamed or microwaved or something to that effect. And then I usually take a lean protein, either shrimp, an oyster, you know, maybe something fatty like salmon. I guess oysters are kind of fatty too, so salmon and oysters. Or maybe something lean like some lean fish, lean chicken, or leaner cuts of beef, and throw that on there and top it with some nuts. Throw a little bit of bone jelly or meat jelly or bone broth or whatever on there, just for some flavor and some added collagen. And yeah, go from there. I see the comments filling up. Thank you guys. You are amazing. I'll read those once I get up here to a good stopping spot. See what y'all have to say. But yeah, I usually do that, and then I usually have either half a fruit to 1.5 fruits. It kind of varies. And my ones I've been kind of focusing on right now have been a lot of papayas, mangoes, and apples, actually. I really like those things. If I have too many apples, though, they do upset my stomach a little. I'm not sure if that's the zinc content in them or what it is. But, yeah. New sub, I meant. Oh, well, if you guys subbed, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Subscriptions are hella cool. But yeah, that's usually what I do for meals. I usually have 3 meals a day, and then I usually space in between the meals my zinc supplement, because you're not supposed to have that with vitamin C or it's bad. God knows I'm enough of a bad boy without that. But going back to other recipe things, cabbage steaks is another one that I've stumbled across that was actually pretty good. Cabbage steaks are effectively, surprise, surprise, you steam your cabbage after you cut it into slices, and then you just throw it in some egg whites, either in the microwave or a pan. I prefer the microwave because it doesn't burn as much. And then you just cook it on down and you're good to go. You know, jolly good time. Jolly good time. I've also been experimenting with oatmeal. So oatmeal is an interesting one. You can make baked oatmeal, and then once you've baked your oatmeal, it always sits a little bit better with me. I've tried the whole overnight oats thing of just putting oats in the fridge and letting them sit, and it doesn't work. It has never worked. I always have to cook them, or it upsets my stomach, or I just feel kind of icky afterwards. So I always cook my oats if I can help it, and then I let them cool, and then once they've done that hot-cold cycle, they form into almost this like jello, and it sounds weird, but oh my goodness, it's so good. And then you take it and you can put some like papaya on top of it and some yogurt on top of that. And you can sprinkle some coconut flakes in there and spritz it with a little bit of cinnamon. And then it is just decadent and great and so good. And if you really want to get fancy, you can take some dark chocolate, either like shave it on there, or you can just like throw it on there in the chunks and fuck it for calories, because dark chocolate is amazing. You know, when I say that, and then I like weigh out every single ounce of dark chocolate that I have to the gram, because I'm a psychopath. Hang on, big bump. Well, not as big a bump as I thought. All right. What's up, guys? How we going? I see some comments filling out there. Thank you much. We're going to slow down because let's do some quick math. We've got 8 pounds per gallon. We've got 450 gallons in the back, so 8 times 450, which is about 4,500 pounds minus 8 times 200, so 4,500 minus 200, which is going to be about 4,500 minus 1,600, which means it's going to be looking at 3,500 minus 600 equals 3,000, 2,000, about a ton and a third of water sitting behind me. So we got to slow down nice and gentle. Yeah. Nice and gentle. And we are entering a dead zone here pretty soon. So sadly, this live stream is going to be a little bit shorter than I'd like it to be. I'm probably going to, let's see, actually, hold the phone. We may be able to keep this thing going. 1 second. Yeah. Let's see what we're doing back here. How bad are we leaking? Ooh, we are leaking. But not terribly bad. So, we may lose a few gallons, but I think it's talk time. So let's see what people are saying in the comments. I clicked the wrong button. That was terrifying. Okay. Hopefully you guys are there. Let's see. New sub, no sub. Hi again, Carrie. Hi again, no sub, new. Smiley face. I love that. New sub. Fiber TV dinner. What's up, Slay? Carrie, you in love with it? What the hell? You know, no. New sub, man. Joking. Seems like a banshee. Fuck yeah, I do, dude. You kidding me? I have a voice like a dying rooster. Everyone subbing like the video, so it'll be famous one day. Fuck yes. Just the baddie, you are my favorite. Thank you. And uses the flame hands. Oh, carries a cup. I subscribe. Thank you guys. Dude, please be quiet. Hate math. Dude, math is a lot of people's bane, but I will say this. If it's used correctly, it can be a lot of fun. P exclamation. Why did the soldier bring a ladder to battle? Because he heard the enemies were raising the stakes. Yes. Ismael Pervez, thank you. Hell yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. So, since we've got a little bit of time, I'm going to bring out my activities and start on them. In case you're wondering what my activities are, no, it's not touching myself. That's for later. What it is this. Behold, this awesome little, it smells so good, leather-bound book that has these thick-ass, chonky pages in them. And I am going to start writing down ideas and whatnot and kind of things along that order with my fancy calligraphy pen because it writeth so well. And today is the 19th of March, and tomorrow is the first day of spring. Last day of winter. And I spelled that with a V because I'm German right now. And I put a little like accent over it. So now I feel like Jack Frost. And I put a little snowflake by it too, because fuck it, why not? Okay, so we've got, let's see, he's so fucking funny. Dude, you guys are so nice. Thank you, I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm so fucking funny or just really fucking funny looking, but you know, I'm one of those two. So, this kid, I don't know this kid, so I'm bringing down my cusses. Oh, dude, I'm a kid. Carrie, if you are a kid, I apologize. This is definitely not for kids. I'm at least PG-14. I'm like a step between 13 and R. We're not quite X. X is, you know, after 10 p.m. and, well, quite frankly, that's past my bedtime. So X is going to be very rare. But seriously, if you guys have any, like, comments or ideas for recipes, please. I am genuinely curious. I have a second to actually sit here and read the comments, and I truly would love to hear what you have. You don't have to write the whole damn recipe, but like if you shout out blondies, but made with, I don't know, beans or zucchini or something. What time is it for me? That's a secret because I don't want to get doxxed. But it is getting late, as you can tell by the sunshine outside going down. Let's see. So we've got recipe ideas. Also, there are some very interesting Colombian recipes out there where they have like cheese and fruit, and it looks so good. So we've got cabbage steaks. We've got zoodles in white sauce and red sauce. Cottage cheese. and red sauce. And then we had, what was the other one? Curries. That's what it was. Curries. It is, let's see here. Hello, what's up, Skibidi Toilet Brush? Oh my gosh. It's nighttime by me, though. I got you. It's a Gen Z person. Gen Z! Please don't sing the Skibidi song. Please, I'm begging you. Skibidi, skibidi, skibidi. Oh my gosh. We've got red. Stuck that up. Yellow and green curries. And you've got your classic steamed veggie, lean protein, healthy fat, and fruit. Oh, another good one is papaya fruit bowls. I really like papaya fruit bowls. I guess you could just call them fruit bowls, but I always feel like it has to have papaya for it to be an official fruit bowl. I lived on Hawaii for a while, and we'd always have fresh mangoes out there, and it was absolutely the best. Let's see. What's good, Enrique? Guys, I'm good, bro. I like your PFP. Thanks for asking. Appreciate that. Hi, bro. It's fucking nice in here. You are. What's up? What's up? But another thing that I found out on Hawaii is that the centipedes out there are god-awful large. They are big. Why are we getting along so well? Because you're freaking amazing. That's why. But yeah, it's got some cool stuff out there. Let's see. What do I want to use today? Oh, that's perfect. Hell yeah. So last weekend, I actually made this thing called creme brulee croissants, and they were very good. The creme brulee filling for it was a little anticlimactic, but it was still really yummy. So I ate way more than I should have, but it was worth it, sort of, maybe. Probably not, because I was literally on the floor curled into the fetal position because I ate too much. But after you're eating 500 calories a day for over a week and then fasting for 3 of those days, your body can't handle as much food as you think it can. Oh, I'm going to have to like glue that guy apparently. Did it not pull off the backing? I got a sticker over here in case you guys are wondering what I'm mumbling to myself about over here. And it's not wanting to fucking stick. Damn it! What the hell? Fuck! I'm gonna have to glue that at home. Well, it looked really pretty. Here, check this out. So, this is kind of what it fell off. This is one of my little secrets that I'm sharing with you guys. I know I'm a grown-ass dude, but I like stickers a lot. I like to journal, so let's see if this thing will flip. So you can see I've got my little journal over here, and I fill it out, and this fucker down here is not sticking to the page, which is freaking annoying. So we're going to have to super glue him when we get home. But yeah, the recipe page now has recipe stickers on it, which is fancy. Later, Carrie. Thanks for coming. And thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, that's what I'm like mumbling to myself down here and writing. I'm trying to get out a guide this weekend. Like, I'm actually really trying to get it out for my fat loss cheat sheet. I've told myself I'm going to get my ass in gear and actually do this thing. So I'm really trying to do that. And if you guys could help hold me a little accountable for that, I would appreciate it. I got to do some chores this weekend, but I also got to have some fun. So it's going to be an interesting weekend of napping, hard work, and probably excessive amount of caffeine, where I actually get much less rest than I think I'm going to get rest. It's nice, you're better than me, and I'm in art class. Like, what the fuck? No, man, no. Don't even say that. Everyone's in their own class. Everyone's in their own thing. You're perfect. You're phenomenal. We're both doing our own thing in our own way. Need you to be my teacher. The secret to having good art is expression. And the secret to good expression is a combination of things. Good luck, proper genetics, grace of God, proper validation, and of course, large copious amounts of sleep, food, self-hatred, self-love, and of course, last but not least, steroids in extremely large amounts. Like if you could have the maximum dosage, triple it, quadruple it. By the way, I'm fucking kidding. No, a lot of it is just having fun and not being afraid to make mistakes and also not being afraid to be proud of your successes. Let's see. What are some other things? Oh, cauliflower rice. That's a good one. I should probably write down like my top vegetables. That'd be a good idea. Top vegetables. Because then you can figure out what you can pair that with. So you've got zucchini. I think zucchini has 2 C's. Watch it only have 1. Zucchini, spinach, specifically like fresh spinach. I like that. It's a little bit better. And then you've got broccoli. You've got cauliflower and riced cauliflower. You've got, oh, what else you got? I just had it. Brussels sprouts. Got them Brussels sprouts. And then you got tomatoes. Tomatoes are good for garnishing, filling up sauces and things like that. And then you've got top dairies. I really like kefir. And then you've got, I'm going to lump almond milk under that, even though it's not technically a dairy, but it's a good substitute. And then you've got low-fat milk. Plain, low-fat Greek yogurt. I think that's all of them for right now that I can think of. You've got some cheeses you can add, but, you know, you look back up, you missed the fun back there. Oh, gosh, damn, what did I do? Back where? Back here, in the background. It better not be fun back there. I'm missing. I'm the captain of the fun. Can't be missing the fun. Okay, let's see. We've got top lean proteins. Oh, that's another one you can make. You can make shrimp tacos. Shrimp tacos are so good. Everyone subbing like the video so we can get famous. Oh, thank you, man. You dropped this pin. May I have it, mate? Of course you can. Well, you said dairy and Brussels sprouts got me confused. You're Britain and Texas. Neither, actually. No in the comments. Where in the comments are we looking at? I thought I read everything. Me or class I go blue boy. I've seen a live stream again. Kerry better come back one of these days. You do calisthenics, bruv? I used to do calisthenics all the time, and then I wasn't getting bigger, primarily because I refused to eat more than like 2,000 calories a day, and I'm a 6'1" and an 1/8 guy. And I was like, well, I'm not going to eat more than 2,000 calories a day, and I'm going to work 6 days a week, and then I'm going to work out 6 days a week. And then on the 7th day, instead of working out, I'm just going to go for a run. And I was a psychopath. And it wasn't a lot to know. So, I don't know. I missed something up there. Whatever. Where are you from then? It's a secret, I'll tell you that, because I don't want to get doxxed, because doxing is bad. But it's not Texas, and it's not the UK, I will say that. Support Palestine, please. I get caught in mouth like a motherfucker. Yeah, but if I swap between simultaneously Midwestern, European, and Southern accents. I do apologize. Those are the ones that I have the most experience with and tend to generally fluctuate between. What's dachshund? Dachshund? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. You're confused. I think we're both confused. But let's go back to getting top lean proteins over here. And because I've already listed some of those in the top dairies, I'm going to focus on things like chicken breast. Of course, it's classic. Chicken breast. And then you've got shrimp. In fact, maybe I'll just do, I should do top lean and then top fatty. Top fatty proteins. I know some people may hate me for this, but I absolutely love eggs. And I have anywhere from like 2 to 4 of them a day. And they are just my favorite thing in the whole wide world. I love a bit of egg and bacon in the morning. Let's see. Sup, not chicken breast. Well, why not? I love chicken breast. Do you support Palestine doxes when people track you down in real life? It is. It is. And if I told you where I was, then people could find out where I was. I'm not comfortable with that because I don't live in a gated neighborhood. And it's a little bit terrifying because there's some crazy people out there in this world, love. Some crazy ones. You know, can I get mowed by any chance? I'll think about it, but not right now. Well, thank you for asking. Let's see, we got eggs, we got salmon. You gotta have salmon. Salmon's in like all the long timers houses, it's amazing. And you got oysters, you got sardines, just a lot of fish in general. You can do some like trout or other stuff for lean. And I'm gonna put tenderloin for pork. The thing about pork you gotta be careful of is if you're not getting it from a good source, it's disgusting. All right, I can wait. But bye, got to go. Be back in the gyps. All right, Jesse, will you have a good night? If I'm not here when you return, darling, thank you very much. We'll be on again tomorrow, around same time, and be having a bully good time. Okay, and now we've got, let's do top fruits. I really should get a standard for how I'm writing this in my book, but, you know, it is what it is. You have to clean. Go tear it up. Be a terror. Clean. Clean it like a mean machine. Okay. Let's see. Top fruits. We've got berries. Berries are incredible. Berries of all forms. And then I've got papaya. Apples. Apples are so fantastic. They're actually beneficial in the amount of zinc that they have, which is really cool. And then let's see, we've got apples. Also another good one. I like bananas, but bananas are a little bit more of a bulking one for me. But you can make so many things out of bananas. They're just super versatile. Mangoes are really good too. I like mangoes a lot. And oranges. If any of you people struggle with weight loss, I shit you not, and I mean that literally, oranges. Have somewhere between like 1 to 4 oranges a day, and you will find out that it is fantastic for moving your bowels. You're just going to be like, I poop all the time now. I'm a pooper duper machine. It's fantabulous. What did I smoke as a kid? Okay, that's an interesting thing to say. But yeah, just cool things. And then you've got, let's see, we've got top fruits, top veggies, top lean proteins. We've just got protein, top dairies. I'm going to start a new page and call it top, oh, what would that be? Let's go top fats. Yeah. And starting off on that list is avocado. Avocado is the king. You got guac, which is technically still kind of avocados, but I put it in a separate one. all the healthy weight loss ideas and recipes, and we're writing them in this super cool book over here. Here, take a peeky. Got some DBZ, got some cookie things. I know what you're thinking. There's a man, he's got stickers in there. What the hell? Well, I fucking like stickers, so. There it is. I said it. Oh my god. I came out of the sticker closet. Doing good. How are you doing, P-Boy? It's a pretty good day. It's my rest day. And then nuts. I like nuts. And I mean that in the most heterosexual way that I can. Cashews, Brazil nuts, walnuts, almonds, pecans, pine nuts, even though they're ungodly expensive, mac nuts, just nuts. I'm nuts for nuts, man. I think I was a squirrel in a past life. Oh, and olive oil. That's another really good one. Olive oil and avocado fight for top place. But you got to get the extra virgin olive oil. That's the good stuff. Yeah, those are some good ones. You know, I think that's a good place to start. Good place to kind of get a basis of where you're going to go. If you're looking for heavier carbs, things I'd recommend, black beans. Black beans are generally well tolerated by the stomach, and they are excellent. Quinoa, having a brain fart. Quinoa, another good one. And oatmeal cooked. Emphasis on the cooked, though. Total cereal is another staple. You could do malto meal or cream of wheat. Or homemade bread, especially sourdough, because that one packs a lot of great probiotics in there. And if you have to have alcohol, the ones that I have found to be told were the best are beer, typically dark, and mead, as both are fermented, and you get some yeast bacteria and a few other beneficial ones for the gut biome. So that's good as well, in moderation. You know, I wouldn't recommend you go out every single week or every 2 weeks or whatever, you know, but a drink every now and then, which for me usually looks like once every month or 2 months, I'll have some alcohol and kind of go from there. That's kind of what I'm looking at. You know, if you're getting a sweet tooth hankering that you just can't beat, I'd just go for standard types of sugar. So the less processed, the better. So molasses, honey, and then if you're gonna, maple syrup, and then if you can go down a tier from that. Let's write this all down. You've got honey being the king, raw honey, not processed, because whenever it's raw, what you're actually getting is all the good antimicrobials and stuff in there that comes with it, and a lot of good gut health stuff. Whenever it's processed, what actually happens with honey is they go through a processing thing where it basically just gets turned into a syrup. You know, it gets heated, all the stuff that's in it gets killed off, which kind of kills the whole purpose of having honey. So honey's good. Molasses is good. Maple syrup. And then you go into just, you know, your plain, like cane sugar and coconut. And then you get into your artificial ones, like xylitol and stevia, and monk fruit. And I would limit those last three personally, and I wouldn't do sucralose, but that's me. Everybody is to each their own. You each got to do what makes you comfortable. So I am going to call it a day. I'm going to head home into my dead zone. And it's going to be a good time. So thank you all very much for tuning in for this recipe shorts. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to have another short. And yeah, it'll be a good time. Ciao for now, guys. Later.